1 week left of Interleague play and everything gets back to normal. Hi, I'm Amber Wilson and welcome to Fantasy Baseball Week Planner presented by Levitra for week number 12. On today's show, we'll go over all the good and bad matchups to help you set up your lineups for the coming week, and then we'll pick up senior fantasy baseball analyst David Gonos off the waiver wire to give us some 2-start sleepers that can fortify your rotations. The Interleague schedule comes to a close at the end of Week 12, and every year it seems that certain players just seem to pick it up during this time. Take, for example, Washington's Dmitry Young. He's batting .500 since May 12th and is second to only Florida's Miguel Cabrera in hits during Interleague play. And he'll be especially motivated in Week 12 as the Nats face the Tigers, with whom Young spent the last 5 seasons only to be let go after the 2006 World Series. No National Leaguer has a higher batting average in Interleague play than Matt Diaz of the Atlanta Braves. He's batting .583 so far in 2007 Interleague games, and in Week 12 he faces Boston. He's 10 for 20 in his career against Boston pitching. David Wright has hit half of his home runs this season against American League pitching in 218 less at-bats. Nobody has more than his 6 homers in Interleague play this season, and Week 12 sees the Mets host the Twins and the Athletics. Wright has been much better at home than the road this year, hitting .311 in Queens and only .254 elsewhere. On the pitching side of things, Joe Blanton is a very steady pitcher who's settling into a groove as of late. He's given up a total of 4 runs in his past 3 starts, winning 2 and losing 1-0 to the Red Sox in Boston. He has a 5-3 career record in Interleague play, and he's got Cincinnati and the Mets, who he shut out in his only appearance against New York in 2005. Interleague play gets some National League sluggers into the lineup as a DH in American League parks, and with the Braves just 7-12 since Chipper Jones went on the shelf with injured hands on May 24th, Atlanta took the opportunity to get Jones in the lineup as a DH Wednesday night in the Homer Dome against the Twins. The Twins blanked the Braves, but Jones hit singles in each of his first 3 at-bats. It appears that Jones is healthy enough to get into your lineups in Week 12, but still monitor his progress throughout the weekend as Atlanta loses the DH as they're home to Boston and Detroit next week. You may also want to monitor the progress of the Blue Jays' A.J. Burnett, who left after only 4 2/3 in his last start against the Giants and will miss his start on Sunday with a mild strain of his right shoulder. The Blue Jays don't seem too concerned, and it doesn't appear that he'll miss any extended time or future starts, but this is a guy who has had 8 different DL stints in his career, so check with us before starting A.J. Burnett in Week 12. The outlook isn't as promising for Phillies righty Freddie Garcia, who met with Dr. James Andrews in Week 11. He could be in line for season-ending shoulder surgery. He hasn't pitched since getting knocked around by the Royals on June 8th, but as a free agent to be, we imagine he's going to do whatever he can to get back on the hill to improve his status. And don't expect A's closer Houston Street to be coming back anytime soon. He suffered another setback in his recovery from an elbow injury, and now we'll seek yet another opinion. At best, Street won't be back until at least late July. Alan Embry will continue to serve as the Athletics closer until Jason Dukeshire returns from a hip injury. The outlook for Week 12's Fantasy Baseball Planner is much better as we're due to return right after this. Stick around for David Gonos, 2-start sleepers, and much more. Don't worry, we're not going to just cut to black and leave you hanging like some other programs.
When my doctor told me my high blood pressure may have led to my erectile dysfunction, I was surprised. But then he said there was something I could do.
When I found out my diabetes could have led to my ED, I learned there was help.
My doctor told me about Levitra.
Levitra is clinically proven to work for men with ED, even those with high blood pressure or diabetes. Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. If you have heart problems or are on alpha blocker therapy, talk to your doctor before taking Levitra. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing and stuffy or runny nose. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease in vision, stop taking Levitra and call your doctor right away.
Doctors know Levitra helps treat ED, even in men with high blood pressure.
And in men with diabetes.
Over 1 million men just like me have already taken Levitra.
You should talk to your doctor about Levitra.
The more you know about ED, the more you'll want to know about Levitra.
Welcome back to Fantasy Baseball Week Planner for week number 12, presented to you by Levitra. We welcome in senior fantasy baseball analyst David Gonos to the program. David, we got a lot to talk about this week because we have the new most traded feature on CBS Sportsline's site. And there's a lot of moves being made. We're about halfway through the season in most head-to-head leagues. The most traded guy so far, Carlos Zambrano. We keep telling owners out there to hang on to these fantasy studs like Zambrano. No one seems to be listening. Tell these owners why they're making a mistake not hanging on to him and who they should try to steal away from not-so-savvy owners.
Well, I think there's a combination of 2 things. People are ready to move guys like Zambrano, and also owners that are smart enough to buy low on a superstar like him. That makes him a highly traded player. His teammate, Alfonso Soriano, he's also another one of those guys. And don't forget about Johan Santana either. He has 4 losses in his past 6 starts, and people are starting to lose patience. Look a little closer. He has 46 strikeouts in that span and a 3.07 ERA, so you know he's still pitching well. He's just not getting the run support. And as a matter of fact, in those 4 losses, the Twins scored a total of 6 runs. So don't worry, he's going to rebound. He has a lifetime record of 48-15 after July 1st. So you look at this recent trades list involving him, he can be had relatively cheap. Another guy, Vernon Wells, he's on this most traded player list. Look at this list. He's getting traded straight up for players like Mike Lowell and Michael Kadire. Don't sell him that short. Those players aren't worth what Wells' upside is.
All right, let's switch gears for a minute and talk about some rookies. Felix Pierre has come back from his demotion. He seems to be picking it up a little bit for the Cubs of late. And then there's Alex Gordon of the Royals. He's still batting under 200, but he had a 4-hit game and a 3-hit game in his last 5 games. These guys are really inconsistent. Can owners trust them?
Well, that's the thing about rookies. They're always going to give you inconsistent production. That's what makes them rookies. This is a bad thing for head-to-head owners. PA, he came back from AAA with a bang, but then he went to a short tailspin this week. He's an incredible talent. You'll benefit from what he can do in that Cubs lineup. Now, one interesting note, all 5 of his steals this season have come in his past 8 games. As a matter of fact, he didn't even have a stolen base attempt until June 6th after 21 games played. Alex Gordon, he's hitting .263 in June with 6 RBI. All the Royals are starting to hit, actually. And they currently rank in the top 10 in runs scored as a team for the month of June. So expect this to be the case all year. As the Royals go, so will Gordon. He'll be helpful in fantasy play, but not consistent. He's available in 47% of Sportsline leagues right now, so go ahead and grab him.
All right, David, you've regained the trust of our viewers as of late with your 2-start sleepers. Finally, again. Last week, 7 innings of shutout ball by Brian Bannister, 6 Ks. I'm sure some of the guys out there were real happy with you for that one. Go ahead and do it again for us in Week 12.
Well, this is a really tough week. There's no team with 7 games on the schedule this week. No team has a 4-game series either, which means there's only about 12 or so 2-start pitchers available. You want a sleeper? How about Matt Chico with Washington? He has a 2.74 ERA after his past 4 starts. He's 3-0 at home. He's at home for 2, facing 2 of the 2 teams' weakest pitchers. Another 2-start pitcher at home in Week 12 is Dustin McGowan. He's 3-0 in his past 4 games with a 2.93 ERA. He's also much better at home also.
Okay, we'll see if you can keep your streak alive. Thanks, David, as always, and that'll do it for the Fantasy Baseball Week Planner for week number 12, presented to you by Levitra. Keep your mouse clicking right here on CBSSportsline.com for everything you need to know in the world of sports. And if you missed anything here today, stop, refresh, and rewatch. For David Gonos, I am Amber Wilson. Good luck with your lineup.